Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Unending Galaxy. I am Dire Penguin, and where we left off, we were in the process of taking over this territory. I just unpaused the game, and my military base over here completed. So we now own this asteroid field. My next thing that I need to do is go in here and build some asteroid um, ore extractors and replace some of these traders and miners. We've lost a good number of them, and I let the game run a little bit, and we generated some more money. We've got 1,000,000 credits. I'll probably go ahead and spend that on uh, building up the ore extractors, and then I'll set some miners over there to go ahead and start extracting the ore, which we can sell off for better goods. At least I think that's how it works. So let's go over here. I have no idea where my dock builder is, but there's actually. All right, we'll get there. Okay. Am I in control of a ship? Oh, that's why. All right. So what we'll do is we will go over here and, well, I guess we should take a look at what rocks we have. We have silicon, iron. Oh, you can't see them from this view. So silicon, iron, crystals. Again, doesn't look like we have any titanium, but that's okay. These are good base ores to have. So let's put a iron mine. No funds. How much does it take? It takes 1,500 and 154,000. That's not a problem. We have plenty in our military building. I'm wondering if that bug is back. Um, because I feel like I shouldn't have gotten this much money in this uh, wallet, but that's okay. We'll go ahead and move that over. As you can tell, this is a new day. I got more sleep. There's this thing that happens as you get older, and it's called having kids, and it is very detrimental to your sleeping. But that's okay. We can go over here and we can put in an iron mine, and this will start our economy. Now, the biggest problem with this whole economy chain is we don't have a star or a planet that can have any energy production. I went ahead and looked, and there's nowhere around here that has any energy production. So that means we're going to have to, well, I guess there could be somewhere in here, but we're going to have to import energy production probably all the way from over here just to get those to produce anything. But that's okay. We'll manage. So let's go ahead and um, we're going to buy some more ships. Last time we lost our main navigation ship, the one that we're piloting around to be able to access these shipyards. I just tend to park my one ship near a shipyard so that I can tend to get or so that I can continue to buy ships from the shipyards because otherwise you have to either fly somebody over there or you have to have access to your own shipyard, and we don't yet. We have parts, but we don't have access to build any. And even if we did, we're probably rapidly going to get over the supply because to capture or to get a territory or capture a territory that has a shipyard, we're going to need a military. And we're going to be building that up soon. We're going to progress beyond this heavy economy and start getting into some combat. Let's go ahead and make sure we have some miners. For now, they'll have to travel to be able to produce any ore, but that's okay. Um, in fact, I'm actually going to transfer more money over from my military to my trading because I don't have much use for the military right now other than building those military bases. And right now, that's not our focus. So let's go ahead and get those miners. Maybe 10 miners. Sure, do that. Grab these miners. Got 10 of them. Awesome. Asteroid miners. Change where they live. They're going to base here. Except we're going to go ahead and we're going to allow them to go a little bit farther. The reason being is we want to make sure that they can sell off their goods because right now we don't have any factories nearby for them to sell. They're going to have to travel a lot right now, but they'll bring in that steady income, and there's nobody mining over there, so we have access to all of the asteroids. We still have some money left over. Let's go ahead and get some traders while we're here. Oh, you've got to select your ship and then the target that you want to interact with. We'll go ahead and do This is one of the weird quirks about the game. If you have an equipment preset, even if you select it again, it doesn't activate. You would have to select off and then come back. It's a little bit weird, but we're going to take that back off. And we'll get 5 traders or so. Go ahead and set them up to be free traders. Change their home sector to these guys. Sure, why not? And there's no reason for it to increase their range. As far as I know, they haven't expanded. They probably have, but there's going to be enough deals here for 5 traders, and this will prevent them from getting in danger of pirates probably. So, okay, let's see how we're doing over here. We have built our mine, but if we interact with it, you can see that it needs energy cells, and if it can get 10 energy cells, which again is really cheap, that's only 100 um, money, if you will, to buy 10 energy cells. It will produce 800 iron ore, which each one of those is 50 credits. Did I say 800? I meant 80. 80 iron ore, each of which is 50 credits. So there's a lot of increase in um, money just by having this factory here, and we're going to want to add more. Now, what's interesting is we can actually set our own price to make this more lucrative or more attractive for even the AI traders to target. In addition to this, something that we haven't been able to look at up until now, and now we can, is you can actually see that there are settings for, well, you can apply them to all factories, but settings for your factories that you can turn on and off buying and selling from third party. So we could actually say, okay, little station here, don't buy from anybody else, only buy from us, or only sell to us. So I can deny the ability for anybody else to be able to buy these. Instead, my ships will be able to pick it up, take it somewhere, and sell it, and I will get all the profit. And by the end of the game, or once we're better established, we may want to do that. Okay, we got enough energy cells, and you can see that's ticking off. And it takes some time to generate a chunk of ore, but once it does, then one of our transports is going to come along and probably take that off. Now we can also set how many transports will service this factory. Uh, because we don't have a energy cell producer nearby, it's probably not worth upping this because it's going to produce relatively infrequently. It's not going to be continually producing because we're not going to be able to keep it fed with energy cells. In fact, I'm actually surprised it can already produce more. So looks like somebody already came by and picked up the ore, which is a little bit surprising to me. Let's go ahead. We have enough. We can build another one. We have silicium as well. So let's go ahead and generate one of those. I'm not sure if the ore is required. It seems like it's not. It produces the ore, so even if you don't have the asteroids, but for the moment, okay, this one's a little bit cheaper. We'll go ahead and build this one. But for the moment, I'm assuming that this can't produce if there aren't asteroids nearby. I don't know whether that's true or not. I haven't looked it up. If not, it seems incredibly broken. These seem like fantastic structures to get because, again, they are kind of that base of the production chains. All they need is energy cells to be able to generate additional income. So even if you didn't have any of the higher products, you've already generated this huge increase. I mean, we're talking about what was that? Needing 100 credits of input and generating what 4,000 credits of output. That's fantastic. That's a huge increase in value when all it takes is time. Okay, so it's already okay. Maybe we will be able to keep this running a fair amount. It's already managed to get 700 energy cells, which it only takes 10 to create a batch. No, it takes more than that. It does. Oh, we've got a story event. Um, they found a shipwreck. Okay, if you get the AI core ship parts, if you head to a particular place, you can continue the quest line, and this is not timed. As far as I know, you have unlimited time to do it, and you get a decent amount of money, almost 2 million. So it's worth doing. But Okay, so back here, I don't see how you can tell how much it from this screen how much it actually takes. I guess we could look here. It looks like it takes 100. Okay, so I was incorrect. It takes 1,000. Um, yeah, it takes 1,000 credits in and will produce 4,000 credits worth of output. Obviously, depending upon where you're selling it. Um, Oh, actually, no. Okay, so this is even more interesting. This is if you sell to a third party, it will cost them 4,000 to buy the output of a single run. So you have a net profit of 3,000. That's fantastic. 300% profit margin. But if you pick it up, I think if your transports pick it up, they don't pay the price, and instead, when they sell it at whatever station or whatever target that you don't own, then that's when um, the profit comes in. So so you can actually turn that off and um, prevent anyone else from being able to buy this lesser product if you have the full production chain, which is probably worth doing. I didn't realize you could do that, and that's actually a really good idea. Or you can leave it on and take the quick profit. And I mean, it's a 300% profit margin. It's fantastic if you go ahead and take it, as long as you can keep these busy, which seems like we're having no trouble doing. So I'm happy about that. We already have enough money to be able to generate another building. Let's go ahead and do that. I think we can take 5 here. This time I'm going to build a silicon mine. It needs 100 energy cells, produces 60 silicon. We'll see how much that sells for. Crystals, 50 crystals, so that's 5,000, and it probably takes 100. So we could if this guy wasn't building, I could press the button again, but I'm not sure that that will break what he's currently doing. So this may be an even better profit margin. As long as you can sell it. It's probably worthwhile at our point in the game to kind of get a spread, a spectrum of ore that we're selling, simply because there's going to be a variety of demands that are in the neighboring sectors, and I don't know what those are. I haven't investigated it. It's not really worth it to target one in particular at this point in time. So let's go ahead and go back to our main ship, and we'll see what we can do. And I think we need to start focusing on a little bit more military. We're going to want to be able to secure the territory that we have, and we also want to start building up a military so that we can engage. We wanted to go up here. Again, we won't be able to colonize these planets, so we won't be getting the planetary income that you see on your empire screen over here, this taxation, and we won't get the colony production either, but we will get access to a shipyard where we can build our own ships, assuming we're below supply. And we, which is less important because, again, we aren't going to get the colonies, so we won't have that supply. But most importantly, what we're going to be able to take advantage of over here is if we look at what we can build in these sectors, we can build up to 3 factories. We can build a ship part production. We can build energy production. And so at this point, even though we can't take this planet, that's a lot of economy in each one of these different sectors. And this one can have a shipyard that we're going to be able to build a lot of economy buildings and just grow our economy that much more. We're still going to be in a position where we have to buy our ships, but we should have a much easier time affording them if we can get established over there. Plus, it gives us time to build up our military and use that military to build our economy without directly engaging in a war with some of these larger factions that, quite frankly, we just can't take on at the moment. Although interesting to note, the AI core right now is weak. 288 supply is not that much. We can hit that pretty quickly. So we have some money. It's not a lot. What I'd like to do is just get a few maybe frigates and just have them as patrols for our against pirates in our little sectors that we control to prevent the pirates from being able to attack us. Now let's see where we were. We had some money left over for building. I think I'm going to automate. Do I want to automate the factory and station building? Sometimes I feel like it chooses poorly. I'm going to leave that off for the moment, and instead I'm going to leave money accumulating in here because we want to be able to capture those other sectors, and we can wait. This will accumulate up over time, and eventually we'll have a much smaller investment to get one of those stations. So let's go ahead and we'll get maybe 2 frigates just to send over and help protect. Can I do that? I didn't think so. Down here, you'll notice there's all these different weapons, and in general, it just seems like the more expensive it is, the better it is. I don't know how much consideration you really have to do. There's an important number over here that I can't see, and I believe it has to do with what the generation rate of power is on your ship. And it down here you can see how much this will cost per second if this weapon is firing, but I can't see what that number is. I'm guessing plus 300 maybe? I don't know. So it might be worth maybe getting one, maybe well, this one just doesn't doesn't cost. Well, actually, no, cost more energy. Never mind. Let's see if we can find a weapon that uses a little bit less energy. Obviously, missiles are good. Um, sure. Let's get some of those, and we'll put some shields on it. Shields don't last very long in this game at all. If they're really expensive, it's just not worth it. We're gonna go ahead and get 2 of these, just to give us a little bit of military. And if to give you an idea, each of those is 12 supply. So to get the 288 necessary, oh, now he's up to 373, but you know, we aren't looking at too many of these, maybe 20 of them, and we'd have a military equivalent to the AI core. Let's go ahead and move these guys out. We'll set them up to be automated. You'll notice there's 2 different ones that we could really assign them to. We could either assign them to police ships, or we could assign them to military fleet. Police ships stay within a certain area and they defend your sectors from pirates and other ships, honestly, if you're being attacked by another military. Military flies over your entire territory and defends, but the important distinction between these two is one that's I don't think mentioned there. Stop. You guys, I didn't actually want you to be on military. Um, let's put them as a home base here. We'll go ahead and we'll give them a little bit higher range. Well, right now 2 will be enough, actually. The important thing that isn't mentioned there is you have this war management over here. And in fact, you can even tell your AI to automatically send fleets against your war targets. And what's worth noting here is if you have it on military fleet AI, this setting here will automatically send those ships to war, and they will no longer be defending your systems. And police ships, I believe, are immune to that setting, so it won't send police targets to war for you. Right now, our military is going to be small enough we won't be turning on automatic war engagements, but eventually, I think we probably will. In addition, I think I'm going to take um, maybe some money from my station building and send that to the trading wallet and get a few more traders set up. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to just do these. We'll get 3 of them. Set these. Interesting. I had a debug option there. Interesting. Okay. Never seen that before. We're going to set them up to be free traders. We're going to put them in this guy's territory. I just like spreading them around a little bit because there are some deals, but you can saturate a particular area. I may have already sent some there, I don't know. But I like sending them around because if there's really good deals, I want them to be able to get them from all over. And we should start seeing our income increasing relatively quickly as we build more traders and more miners. Let's go ahead and check the map for asteroids that we haven't taken advantage of. There's some good asteroids over here. Why don't we send some miners over there? Again, miners, they're higher risk, but I feel that the income from them is worth it. So let's stick a mining laser on there, and we'll buy. Can we afford 5? Sure. All right. Change their home base. I'm thinking if you change the home base first before you set the AI, they won't do that. Go do something locally and then go to their home base. Let's see if that's true. Yep, I think that's true. I think they're flying up here to the warp date. Yep, so they'll go out, they'll start mining. It'll be a few minutes before we start seeing the income from that, but that's okay. All right, so our dock builder is built up three of these. We have a silicium, a crystal, and an iron. That's all I saw over here. It's worth noting that there don't appear to be too many asteroids here, but they're going to respawn, and we don't have too many miners over here, so that'll be okay. So let's build. We've got one more ore extractor. I feel like I'm probably going to make an economy that's more based on iron, into steel, into chip factories, because we have silicium, and once we have both of these, those would be able to go off to ship part factories, which we will not be able to. Well, we might be able to build a. Well, maybe not. I was thinking we had the small arms factory, but that's my other game that I had access to this. This game I don't appear to have access to it, so I don't. The only the only upper or luxury resource I think that we have is this, which takes drugs. I don't even know how you get drugs. I believe it's from the pirates, so it's not worth building them here, but it might in that other area that we've been looking at. Okay, well, that's still probably our best. Let's see, this doesn't need any iron at all. Steel does. Can we use steel for anything? Ah, here we go. So if we build the chips and the Okay, so this is the path that we want to go on. We have iron ore, we have crystals. We want to build the electronic components, which come from the chip factory, which needs silicium and energy, so we can build these. These will sell for more. So this uses the most silicium, I think. 15 crystals, 25 iron. Takes a fair amount of silicium. Let's build another silicium. Silicium, I guess is how you pronounce it. And I just need a little bit more money. Ooh, let's transfer some money over to trading, and we don't have too much diplomacy going on at the moment, so let's go ahead and transfer that money out so that we can go ahead and build our next mine. Okay, so those aren't explosions, those are guys warping. So a quick note, you may have noticed that there's no music in this recording, and there is in-game music. I find it's about 90% fine, it's atmospheric, enjoyable. I had it on for a while, and then the last 10% is like guitar riffs, rock music, and it just plays seemingly randomly, and it kind of detracts from the atmosphere of the game. So there's a sector here. Now that's interesting. I wonder who owns that. That is very interesting. There's a hostile station here. That must be AI core. So the AI core is actually quite close to us, apparently. Um, we just had a guy, in fact, attacked in 9-6. Okay, that's all the way up there. So, yeah. So the music, I've left it off. Again, I also don't know whether there's any copyright claims that could be made against it. So, okay, we've made a lot of money. So let's go ahead and get more miners and send them over where we sent the previous ones. Make sure we get the money out of that area that we can. That's interesting. I wonder what happens if I click on one of these. I apologize if this crashes the game. Nothing. All right. So let's go ahead and get another 5. I don't want to mine out the asteroids. Set them up to have a home base over here. And miners. Okay. We're going to do a lot of this sort of stuff building up our economy just because we're entirely money based. Because we don't have any systems that have shipyards or colonies, we can't build our own ships. Even if we do get a shipyard, we're actually going to be limited and we won't be able to build our own ships. So it's very important to me that we have a good monetary income to support the military that we're going to want to field, which we're going to start building up as soon as I have some sort of good income. The other thing that I did that was very interesting in my last game is right up here there's an AI core system, and this is a capital sector. And what's interesting is you can take the colonies from the AI core. So I actually took this, it became my capital sector, and it's not connected to anything. It's just connected to these pirates. And that was actually very nice. Now, it's not as defensive as that sounds because capital sectors have warp gates and you can't destroy warp gates. And so that means that this system is just one little quick jump away from here. And as far as I know, you can't turn warp gates off. So that means that potentially, if I made war with this guy, for instance, he could just pop in a warp gate and pop out right in my capital sector, and I would not be able to stop him from doing that. So I would have to have some sort of military that was either nearby that could handle that, or just take the risk. So it's definitely worth noting that because of those warp gates, you can't um, hold choke points quite as well as you might think that you can. Now, I'm a little bit immune from that down here because there are no warp gates in here. But it's actually not because if you remember right, if I take this guy, I can actually press the J key for jump and I can jump straight there. So they can jump through your territory. So you really don't have as much safety as you might think that you have at any one given moment in time. All right, let's see where we're under attack. We're under attack in Herculeus. I don't know where that is. Ah, we're under attack here by Tortuga Ospreys. Is that a pirate? I don't know. All right. We could send more there. We're just building up our economy at the moment. Let's see what we have going on over here. So let's go ahead and take a look at these, see what they have. They have no cargo at the moment. Some energy cells, energy cells. A lot of energy cells. Maybe we should get some more traders over here because I have them sitting idle here. Okay, this is interesting. This is, I believe, a civilian transport that has been generated for my mine. I don't know the rules about what money he pays me. I don't know what the rules are of how these get created, but I have definitely not created ships that look like this. And this is another one of those little things that's not explained in the game. I can see over here I could set the maximum number of transports, but I didn't build those transports. Oh, should I send my own transports here? What are the rules governing when those are built? Are they built from one of my wallets? I don't know. But I already have 156 ships under my control, and I don't know, I didn't build all of those. So, and you can actually watch this number go up and down seemingly without my input at all. And that's very interesting to me. So it's actually really interesting if I went in here and said 2 for this mine, does another ship get generated? And I don't know what the answer to that is, and I don't know how long I would have to wait until I saw it. I feel inclined to I just leave it at the default because I don't know. Yep, there was another one. So I don't know. I mean, that's to me it sounds like sure, put more in there. Yeah, let's have 2. Why not? What's the downside? And even if it does take it from one of my wallets here, that seems fine to me. Yeah, my ship count just jumped, and I didn't build any of them. So I don't know the rules regarding that, and I don't see where it tells you. Sometimes there's tooltips in the game. You know, if I'm hovering over these, I can see tooltips, but over here, nothing. So I don't know what what's going on there. This system can also take in a factory, so I think I'm going to build the first link in the chain of economy we were talking about. We wanted to build the chip factory and then the computer plant. Now, the computer plant I'll have to build in a nearby system. I won't be able to build it in this one. But the chip factory takes more money than I've got in my wallet. So that gives me a target that I want to aim for. I need 200,000 credits in my station building account. I'm not going to transfer the money over. Instead, I'm going to continue. This wallet I'm going to let accumulate until we can build another station and take over another piece of the territory. He's expanding down here. Again, I don't mind that too much, but I want to go ahead and secure these little legs right here. So the rest of the money that's in our trading wallet, I'm going to be occasionally spending on more economy ships and more military ships. So that's a little bit much. Let's just build 3. Oh, also when you have a spaceport or shipyard and you're building ships, it takes time for the ships to be made. Unlike when you buy them, in which case they just crop up automatically. Now I can't set the automation for these ships. I don't know why. I've never quite found out exactly how you fix this, so I'm just gonna have to do it individually. Free trader up here. Sure. And you could be... Now that's weird. Okay. And you go over there, and you could be a free trader, and go up there. So the reason why I'm not when I'm buying the miners, I'm okay draining my trading account because I know that the traders that I just built aren't about, or the ships I just built aren't about to go spend money. But when you build traders, they're going to fly somewhere and buy something, so they're going to immediately spend money. So I have to be careful that I don't drain this account too heavily. I want them to be able to buy. If they can't buy anything, then they're not doing anything. So they're not making me any money. So I could collapse my income and build a whole bunch. It's tempting to do it, but I have just this trickle income set up, and I'm more interested with just letting this accumulate. Generally, just sitting still and doing nothing in this game I would consider bad because there's something that you should be doing to increase your money. You should be doing something to increase your military. Generally speaking, just sitting still and waiting for money to come in means that you optimized poorly. I expanded probably too fast. I probably should have spent the, what is it, probably about 3 million credits that I've spent on my dock builder and my shipyards or my stations. I probably should have spent that on economic ships. And I'm paying the price for that now because I'm sitting here having to wait for that money to come in. But I'm going to sit here and off camera, I'm going to let my money accumulate, and we will be back with um, some more money, and we'll start looking at expanding our military as well as potentially taking over the next sector that we're going to aim for. And I'd like to start aiming my military toward those pirate sectors because I don't have to worry about annoying any one of the factions in the game because I'm not going to be building in their sectors, I'm not going to be butting up against their territory, I'm just going to be kicking out pirates. And who cares about pirates, right? So we'll see you in the next episode. I'm Dire Penguin. Thanks for watching.